So I quit. And no, it's not streaming. I decided finally, after having talked about it for almost a year, to drop out of uni. And it's probably one of the most scary things I've ever done, just because I have everything on the line. And I did it without sort of having a backup. I did do the math, and I can survive without any income for at least 3 months. But, that's still not a huge comfort considering I just still want a place to live, and you need money. At the end of the day, you need money. That's all there is. It might seem like a very reckless idea to just kind of drop out, and even though it feels like a spur of the moment thing, it sort of isn't, because I've talked about it for over a year, and I have hated every single minute of being at uni, and it has just never been right for me. I can't see myself working with anything that I'm studying, and I feel like I'm not even studying, and I don't feel like I'm really learning anything, and that has to do a lot with me. So I don't want to shit on my program all too much. There are obviously valuable things to learn, and school is important. It just wasn't the right fit for me, and I think that I've tried to place myself where I would want myself to be, and I think I keep placing myself in areas where I would like to see myself excel, but I'm just not, because it's not me. And I'm like forcing myself to be a certain way. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but it feels like I'm just constantly trying to be someone who I'm not, because I would like to be like those people. And instead of placing myself where I actually would excel, I'm just not. But also, since I have a meeting, today we're gonna get ready and talk some more about all of this. And yes, this is my hairband. This is what I use when I put on makeup. Yes, I have dropped out of uni. I do not have a backup plan, really. But my plan is to, during these 3 months, sort of go full time, but also apply for part-time jobs, because no, gamers, I am not delusional enough to think that my tiny little channel be enough to survive. Streaming is so unreliable, especially when you're a small streamer like myself. And I'm just not one of those people who think, oh, it's gonna work out for me. Oh, wow, I'm gonna earn so much money. I'm gonna get partnered and that whole thing. No. I am being realistic. I need to start applying for part-time jobs as soon as possible, because I cannot rely on streaming, even though it has made me so much happy, so much more happier than I've been in a long time. Like, this WoW release has been everything to me. It has helped me sort of forget about all the shitty things that sort of happened this summer. Everything from, realizing that I messed up my application to switch programs to something that I really wanted to do, going through a pretty rough breakup, and then also getting the call that the mole I got removed was actually melanoma. So there was a lot of things that happened in a short amount of time, and on top of being not the happiest, and going through some things that I kind of don't want to get into all too much. I've talked about it a little bit on stream before. But yeah, just going through a lot of things that didn't really make me feel all that great, and I kind of lost myself a little bit this year. I am definitely getting back to my old self. Like, I'm back at the gym, I'm playing WoW, and I really enjoy WoW. I've made some new friends through streaming, and it just feels like the good old days, and it feels like I'm slowly getting back to myself. But my problem was that I was still at uni doing something that I was it made me miserable. There was just nothing about it that I enjoyed, and I've honestly never felt lonelier. I felt less lonely living at home without anyone than I have at uni, because I just felt like I was so misplaced, and I just couldn't really figure out why or how to not feel that way. I just hit the point where I just couldn't deal with it anymore. I couldn't physically or mentally bring myself to even care. I missed out on a bunch of classes, and I also remember, now that we went back to uni after the summer break, I sat there on the first class, like, or, you know, during our first class, and I wanted to cry right there and then. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. And don't get me wrong, this course is probably super interesting for those who are interested in the subject to begin with and, you know, want to do this as a job, but I can't see myself do it. And none of it felt right or felt good, and I just wanted to sort of break down and cry on the spot, which, you know, it's not the greatest feeling, and maybe that's an indicator that you're doing the wrong thing, sort of. So I finally decided that, you know, enough is enough. I have enough to sustain myself for 3 months, so I have 3 months to figure it out. So we're going back to, you know, being poverty gamers, but I'd rather struggle doing something that does not make me hate myself or my life or just everything in general, and just try to sort of get back to my old self and feel a little bit productive, even though, well, it's gonna be hard to do anything that's fun because I'm gonna run out of money. I don't have that financial security, but you know what? I've never had it, so it's all good, right? It's nothing new. We're just going back, but also kind of moving forward at the same time. So even though I am scared out of my mind, I think this is definitely the right decision for me. It's gonna be one hell of an adventure, and I'm freaking out a little bit because even though it feels like a spur of the moment thing, it's not really. And I also struggle with feeling like a failure most of the time, so dropping out yet again is not helping with that. I feel like I'm 26 years old and I have not accomplished anything. I feel too old to have done as little as I have, but I also feel too young to be somewhere else, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel too young to, like, I don't know, but I see everyone around me, they're like, oh, I'm starting a family, I just bought my second apartment, like, I'm moving again, I have a car, I have a career, like, I've been working with this for years, like, I've graduated, and then there's me, I'm just like, I'd like to play WoW. It's such a weird feeling, because I also feel like I'm not ready. I mean, I'm not ready for any of those things, I guess, but I also feel like my life has been on hold for a couple of years, so I don't feel 26. But then I realized I'm only 4 years away from 30, and I'm like, shit. I need to get my life together. But I don't really know how. And dropping out and not doing anything for a bit, it's maybe not the best move for that, but I also think it's my only way forward, because I wasn't really going anywhere at uni. And yeah, my plan is basically to stream full-time. And I know it's crazy, like, oh, do you really think you're gonna be full-time? No. I don't expect anything from it. But I think it's what I need to do for my mental health and to sort of enjoy life a little bit, even though it's gonna be a struggle. But then I'm also gonna apply for a part-time job because I'm not delusional enough to think that streaming will be enough for me. I want to secure my rent, okay? I'm not a gambler. I need something to make sure that I have a place to live and that all my bills are paid for. That's the most important thing. So I need to get back out there and apply for a bunch of, like, part-time jobs, and then, well, try this out, I guess, fully. Now that I don't have uni to think about, I can probably, hopefully, put in a lot more effort and doing fun things, because lately this has been my life savior. It has been so much fun getting back into streaming, talking to all of you guys, just enjoying the game and feeling like I'm doing something, even though, you know, not everyone would say that playing video games all day is doing something, but it just feels so freaking good to be hanging out with all of you gamers and my friends, and it just feels good. I feel a lot more alive now than I have in a very long time. With that being said, I'm both scared and excited for this new chapter of mine, even though it's gonna be a huge struggle. But as I've said before, uni has not been very... It's not uni that hasn't been kind to me. I'm not that kind to myself. And I also feel like I keep making the wrong decisions. I feel like every decision I make is just the wrong one, which, you know, it does not help with this one either, because I'm like, maybe I should have just stayed. But I've been miserable. Like, I can't remember the last time I was enjoying life. And I just want to feel like I'm not wasting my years. And I just want to feel like I'm doing something that I'm actually enjoying. I just want to wake up in the morning and not feel like it was a waste. And hopefully I can get there soon. And hopefully this is the last drastic decision I have to make in a while. But who knows? Life kind of throws a lot at you at the same time, and then you just got to deal with it. I don't think I've ever had like a one moment in life where I just felt, oh wow, this is great. Don't have to stress about anything. But I'm really, really hoping that this is the right decision, and you know, we'll see. Nothing's certain in life, so who knows? This might be the worst decision I've ever made, and I might end up having to move home, but at least, you know, I'll be back, you know, playing video games in my old room like any mature 26-year-old would do, and then have my mom serve me food. You know, that's yay. But with that being said, this is one hell of a decision, and I'm just really, really hoping that it pays off. Not necessarily with the stream, even though I do really, really enjoy streaming. It has been such a blast these past couple of weeks, and I do look forward to, you know, to see where it can go. But I'm not delusional, okay? I'm not that good at what I do, and I'm really not that funny. But it's been good so far, and I just need a part-time job so I can have my rent sorted out, and then we'll see what happens with all of this. But yes, in the upcoming weeks, I'll have a lot of time to play WoW, which is good for, you know, the Mythic Zero and the Mythic Plus release. So I'm gonna be locked in and ready to go, and hopefully provide a lot of good content for you guys. But yes, I definitely have to step up my game, become more active everywhere, pretty much, and try to come up with some fun content for all of you guys to really show also my appreciation. Because I know that I disappear every now and then, because I sometimes don't feel very well, and then I sort of shut down, but you're still there when I come back, no matter how long I've been gone, and I appreciate that so much. Like, it means the world to me. So I really, really, really want to put in some effort and create some fun content, and maybe plan some fun events where we can all hang out and just have a good time and see what happens. But with that said, I'm not going to drag this video out any longer than I already have. I think I've said enough. And yes, I am officially a dropout and a joblet and a delusional, not even partnered streamer who is now going full-time, living the dream or something. I don't know. How do I end a video? I don't know, because I'm just gonna do this, and then I'll talk to you on stream.
She's a Christian gamer, part of gaming gamers. From Dunmore Rock to Stranglethorn, Shroud. She'll preach while she plays, making the Horde proud. She's the leader of gaming gamers, a guild of praise. Where the rain enters Overlook's domain, they'll cleanse the world in Jesus' name.